Hey, it's Big T. Today I'm going to tie a fly I call the Ostracized Quilled Nymph. This is going to be tied on a size 14 jig style hook with a 3.0 millimeter tungsten slotted bead. This is getting to be the time of year where a bunch of bugs start moving around, and anything that's got a heavy segmentation to it, this fly should help mimic. Which a lot of our bugs have a very good segmented look. This is a Coq de Leon feather. It's a great tailing feather. This comes from a whiting tailing pack. And I'm going to take and pull off probably 4 or 5 different fibers from that feather and try and keep them lined up. And I'm going to want that to be somewhere around 2/3 the length of the hook shaft. So I'll just line that up and measure it up and place these down at right at the bend of the hook. It's not going to work. Not cooperating, so we're just going to redo it. In redoing this, I'm going to take off a couple of the wraps that I had put on there just to keep from building any bulk at the tail end. Try that again. Much better. And then I'll just continue to wrap that up before I take my scissors and trim off the excess. One thing you can do, if you like, is to take one turn loosely underneath. That'll keep those tail fibers propped up. And will also splay them out sometimes. I'm just going to build a little bit of a taper to the body of this fly, just with thread wraps. But I don't need too much. That looks good there. And come back to the very end where my tail is. The next material I'm going to use is a stripped peacock eye. This one I've dyed golden stone. We're going to use one of the fibers from that. So I'm just going to take this and pull off the bottom piece here. These give you a great segmented look. So I've got this long piece right here, but it's going to be brittle at some point and easy to break. So I'm just going to kind of find, that seems to be the place where it wants to break. Find that spot, break off the excess, and then tie this in. Wrap up a couple times just to blend that in, and then back up all the way to the top. I'm going to use the rotary feature of my vise. If you don't have that, you'll just want to hand wrap this. And I'm using this particular hackle plier here because it's a little more gentle, meaning it will actually let loose of that material if there's too much tension on it. These tend to be brittle and can break, so I'm going to be real gentle with this, especially on just the first couple of turns. Once I get it going, however, it should be fine. And hopefully the camera's picking up the heavy segmentation this particular material gives the fly. It's a great look. And that contrast in colors, I talk about contrast a lot in my videos, is something that triggers trout to eat oftentimes, I believe. So we've got our quill down. Now if I was only going to use that material and nothing over top of it, I would super glue underneath on the thread. But what I'm going to do at this point is put on a little bit of Loon UV clear fly finish, the Flow. The Flow is a really super thin UV resin. And I like that for certain flies where I don't necessarily want to build up a bunch of bulk midges. It's pretty easy to work with because it's brush on. We'll torch that for a minute. I love the Deer Creek resins as well, especially the thicker stuff, but for a real thin application I find this to be a good one. And then for a collar or thorax, we're going to use ostrich. And this is a brownish dyed plume that we've taken a fiber off of. Tie that in. Hand wrap this one for good measure. It's a great substitute anytime you've got something that may call for like a peacock herl, but you want to play with different colorations. As you can see, that gives it a wonderful, almost soft hackle look, but it's super buggy. Clip off the excess there. I'm going to put a little bit of Zap-A-Gap on my thread, wrap that around, and then it's time to whip finish this fly so we can get it wet and put it in a trout's mouth. It's a fantastic bug, something that will sink quick, that fish love to eat. Hope you enjoy the video. Please subscribe to my network, share my videos, and all these materials are available at my website, on my store, and more. Thanks for watching.